This is a demonstration of CreditCall's Cardis mobile application. The application is already downloaded onto this iPad, so we click to launch the application on the launch icon. We then want to conduct a sale transaction, so we hit on the sale. We then need to enter the amount. Okay, so in this example I'm going to use a transaction for £50. We then enter into the reference field, and this reference field will be for the merchant's own use. So it could be the name of the customer, it could be something about the particular job that they have done that they want to appear on the reporting but not on the customer's receipt. So I may put Mrs. Smith and then process. The merchant can then see that the card entry is prompted, so the merchant would then pass the PED device to the card holder. We support two PED devices. This one example is the Mura shuttle device. So the card holder would enter their card. I now need to confirm the amount. I now need to enter my PIN number. It's now processing the transaction, and it's telling the merchant that it's going online for authorization. Transaction has been approved and there is an auth code provided. I now have my receipting options, which is email, SMS or written. Written is there for the purpose when a particular cardholder may not wish to divulge either an email address or an SMS. So for this example I will pop my own email address in there for that purpose. Okay, and transaction receipt. One receipt issued. Okay. At this point I could choose to void the transaction if I was not happy with the transaction itself, or I can hit the home to return to the main menu. And yes, I've returned to the main menu. Other options here are to launch WebMiss, or if it was configured for refunds, I would have the refund option also available. And that basically is Cardis mobile application.
We're looking at two significantly different market sectors. One is the small and medium-sized enterprise, which are new to card acquisition. And that's a speculative market. There are a huge number of merchants who can benefit from this. The other market we're looking at is standard retail, where the retailers are beginning to lose business because they don't have mobile POS. So by using a strategy where we use integrators and VARs and the specially written applications we have to let them take payment easily, we expect to be able to address both those markets, and I think they're going to develop in parallel. I think there are two drivers. One is those people who are going for new card acquisition, so these would typically be the smaller merchants. The evidence so far says that they will take more transactions, but the growth is not going to be as huge as perhaps was first thought. The other driver is the multi-channel retail experience, which is becoming essential, both in small businesses and large businesses. And they will need to introduce mobile technology where you typically take the point of payment to the customer, rather than expecting the customer to come to the point of payment. And I think those two drivers will work in parallel. I think you've got to have something that's easy to understand. So when we say you can take payment from any application, that's exactly what we mean. And this is based on our experience in the parking industry for the last 10 years, where we've enabled people who have no understanding of payment whatsoever to effectively take payment. And the same applies to integrators and VARs. We just make the taking of payment easy. But just because it's easy doesn't mean they get a cut-down service. They get access to a service which has 100% reliability for all practical purposes, and also complies to all the latest PCI security regulations. Well, the interest started because of the very successful Berlin event. And what we're impressed with is the quality of the delegates who attend and the knowledge of the delegates who attend, and their willingness to assess new solutions and new ways of doing things. And I think there is a spirit of innovation that this conference covers off.